Glad we could have you with us. Now, a really foul stench that greets motorists and passers-by as you approach Sakama Junction near Weja here in Accra has been traced to a massive refuse dump in the middle of the Malam Market. The odor is so foul you can smell it 300 meters away. A majority of traders at the market are unhappy about the situation, but there are, however, some who are not that concerned about its implications on their health and actually have no problem coexisting with the mountain of filth. JoyNews' Matilda Wemega visited the area and has more in the following report.
The refuse dump sited right in the market covers a huge part of the Malam land. It's an awful smell that greets you right from the Sakaman Junction through to the Malam Junction here in Accra. A walk through the Malam pavement into the market are foodstuffs openly displayed for sale. Though these market women are worried about the insanitary condition they and their patrons are exposed to, they say there's very little they can do to help the situation. Someone is in charge of the refuse dump. It's a contract. They charge people for dumping refuse here, and we suffer the consequences. We have suffered a lot because of this refuse dump sited here. We want government to address the situation for us.
Had the whole Sakama, a binukra to me, Gina me, a bisabisansem. But many option be if you say young Kasaya reporter.
The situation here isn't new, and we are not the only ones affected by it. The entire market is engulfed in filth. We have reported the issue several times to the AMA, but the situation remains the same.
It smells, so when people come, they leave. We are losing our customers because of the stench. We hope government will do something about what we are going through.
Despite the insanitary conditions and health implications, the market enjoys quite some patronage.
It is unbearable, and I don't have a choice. If I don't come to Malam Market, where am I going? I'm going to Agbogloshi, and Agbogloshi is even worse.
We took a walk to the refuse dump, which has now become the dumping grounds for filth for many parts of the city. We counted at least 20 mini refuse trucks, about to offload refuse they have collected from surrounding communities. They are charged 2 cedis by people who manage the landfill sites. Nathaniel is one of the managers of this place.
It is not a permanent stuff. It's not permanent.
But this has been on for close to 6 years, like you said.
Because the reason why we are doing this thing is that we are doing a reclamation. We don't get support from government. We don't get support from anybody. Do you understand me? From the district assembly, we are not getting support. So when they dump here, somebody will take something from them. We organize that money we use to buy gravels.
One of the market executives reiterates why the dump is needed.
I don't think it's affecting us. Even if it's affecting us too, we are reclaiming the last my boss said. So we want the market to build for us. So if they will come in to help us to reclaim this as we are saying, I think it will better, and all this will stop. As I was having put here, if you see, you can see. One truck is 5 million. And I don't think that's one will be enough for us to do the work, as I was saying. So we are praying. As for praying, we are doing this. For all these years, if they even came in to help us, I think it will be a problem.
Customers we've even spoken to have issues with the stench in the market.
Oh, as for business, it's normal. It's for normal everywhere. Nowadays, the business is not going well, but not here only.
But don't you think it's because for those of you within Malam Market, the business is not going because of the stench?
It's not only Malam Market.
But it's only Malam Market you find this huge refuse dump with the smell coming outside. It goes all the way to Odoko.
Madam, as I was saying, let them come to help us so that we stop.
At this rate, it may take the intervention of the local assembly to resolve the problem. The AMA has, however, been unavailable for comment. For Joy News, Matilda Domaga, Malam, Accra.
Now this week, JoyNews has put the spotlight on the quality of infrastructure as the basic education level. In many cases, we found that the structures were so dilapidated, the students had to run and abandon classes whenever it threatened to rain, or better still, learn under trees. In the eastern region, students of the Senchi Methodist JHS are having to study under trees, and after an old mud brick structure built several decades ago collapsed, leaving them without any classrooms. Though a JHS block project began in 2013 could have been available to them, the structure has been abandoned halfway. Correspondent Kwame Yanka has more.
Apart from the challenge with an uncompleted classroom block, there is also the issue of furniture. 2 or 3 pupils share a desk meant for one, while some are seated on cement blocks. The headmaster, Samuel Wadiado, laments that even the new structure is a death trap. According to him, the uncompleted building built over 4 years ago has no pillars supporting it. Those school authorities have attempted to get the Sujuman District Education Office and the Assembly to fix the problem. Their efforts so far have been fruitless. They've been told that there are no funds to complete the abandoned junior high school, which is a Get Fund project.
It all started on the 30th of May 2013, and they told us they will complete it in 3 months' time. But up to date, whenever we complain about it, they are also telling us that it is a Get Fund project, and now they are no more getting the funds to complete the work.
This has compelled school authorities to combine 2 different local language classes. While some study ever, others practice Equiapimtri in the same classroom. Their day is determined by changes in the weather.
What I want the government to do is, if you can look at that building over there, we want the government to complete the building for us so that we can study in it.
We don't have desks. The mono desks, we are sharing it in pairs. Even some of us, the desks are sport. We even sit on blocks. The teachers even do not have office. We are lacking computer labs. So when it's time for ICT, we find it difficult to learn. We want the government to help us to also provide us ICT labs and new dual desks to sit on.
We have shortage of desks and classrooms. When it starts raining, we don't get a chance as students to learn or study or even get what the teacher is trying to teach us. I think if the government help us through that desk, even chalk to write on the board, is very difficult for us. Some of us, the students, we normally contribute and buy the chalk.
The students say they can only fairly compete with colleagues in the cities if they learn in a conducive environment. A report by Kwame Yanka for Joy News.
So let's get some answers on this. And I'm joined in the studio by Reverend Jonathan Bette. He speaks for the Ghana Education Service. Welcome, sir. How come we have this challenge?
Well, there is no country in this world or nation in this world without a challenge. We are aware that Ghana Education Service, or you should be aware that Ghana Education Service is the biggest agency when we talk about the ministries in the whole country. So as our challenges that we face. Previous governments made an attempt of building infrastructure as far as education is concerned, and this current government, if I'm not mistaken, you can see that they are poised in making classrooms or infrastructure available for our students all over the country. When you ask why do we have these things, it's a challenge that the Ministry of Education and Ghana Education Service has started. I can say that so far, EMIS data that we've captured, we had 8,280.
What's EMIS, please?
EMIS. EMIS is the group that takes data of all our institutions. When you go to our regions and the headquarters, it's a group that gather all information.
So this is your data you're
Yes, I'm talking about the data that 8,286 structures across the country, both basic, secondary, technical, I'm talking about pre-tertiary. We make provision that all these structures will be rehabilitated, some will be reconstructed. Yeah.
By what period?
Well, when you talk about period, for now, Minister of Finance is giving money for the building of this infrastructure across the country. So when you talk about the date, I can tell you that we need to get the money as early as possible. By September, I believe this money will be out for us to start the full project on these things.
So these 8,000 schools, it's going to start in September?
Yeah. What I mean is that they are schools or infrastructure that we are going to rehabilitate. Some are going to go through construction, new construction. We have to demolish and then build new one. Some who that are not so serious, we're going to rehabilitate them. For now, I can tell you that GOG, or Get Fund Budget, is on the way to make sure that we get the money for this project.
By September?
We are constructing about 35 and then rehabilitation of 5, making 4 at a time.
So 40 at a time?
Yes, at a go. We make provision.
So help me understand. Are you going to start with 40 in September and then we take the rest as they go along? Or with these 8,000, you have, okay, from September, we are going to start tackling these 8,000?
Yeah, that is the way we're going to do it. By September, August, September, these 8,286 are going to begin across the country.
All of them?
All of them across the country.
So where from the 40 you mentioned?
Now, the 40, I'm saying that they are the serious dilapidated ones that are ongoing now as I'm talking to you. Government has given money and contractors have started working on this. We have also spoken to the district assemblies, and the district assemblies are also working towards this that I have just mentioned.
So 40 are ongoing, 8,000 by September. What dent would 8,286 make in the total number of schools that are in dilapidated structures we have across the country? Do we have that data?
Well, here we don't have the data. When I was coming, I spoke to your producer that I need more data before coming to display. But the information I had now is what I'm giving to you, that we are seriously having a meeting to make sure that this project is tackled by September or before September. And others are ongoing. Those 40 are ongoing. We visited some districts.
But we do not know, for instance, even if you are going to give a rough percentage of the number of schools, because we know this problem is very widespread across the country.
Yes.
And so we would like to know if it's a concerted effort that, okay, we have this number of schools under trees, 8,000 will get us to this point, and then we can pick it from there.
Yeah, I believe strongly that this will not end, the discussion will not end today. I have to come tomorrow with the final data on this so that the public will be aware that the government of the day is seriously, for that matter, the Ministry of Education had given the go-ahead for rehabilitation of these dilapidated school or blocks across the country. We are very serious with what we are doing.
So why now? Why we waited till now to begin an effort like this in rehabilitating these structures?
Well, if you say why now, I can tell you that it is not now that they are starting. I said earlier on that it is an ongoing project at some places in this country. And this large number that we're talking about will begin. We have already started some. And before you realize, you'll see there's 8,000. In no time, I believe by the end of this year, you'll see a change. But you must also understand, and the public must also know, that if you are planning for a quality thing, you don't have to rush. You don't have to rush in. If you are talking about school building that will last for the next 50 years, then it should be a time-taking something. You should make sure that the right contractors are contacted, the right materials are used, the money, the quantum of money that you needed are given so that you'll be able to do a proper job for this nation. But if we are pushed, or the Ghana Education Service is pushed to take an action immediately, you realize that we will build an infrastructure, and within 5-10 years, we have the same problem.
But we definitely don't want that.
We don't want
since
that.
It's a project that is ongoing,
yes,
can you tell us maybe how many have been done in the past year, for instance?
Past years, I can't give you that figure as I'm talking to you.
I just
right
wanted
now.
this past year. So if you are taking maybe 2016 into 2017 academic year.
I wouldn't be in a position to give you this, but I know that a large number of buildings have been reconstruction by the previous government, Mahatma government. And the current government is continuing with these things and bringing new innovations into this construction. He has also earmarked places that I can tell you that there is no building at all. There wasn't any building there, but they have earmarked the structures over there to make sure that those people within those catchment area also get access to education, quality access. Without good environment, our children cannot learn. We know very well. That is why our data officers went around the entire country to come out with this figure. Yes.
So in the spirit of not rushing, like you were saying earlier,
yes.
In the meantime, what advice do you have for these schools who have to deal with these conditions?
It's a fact that we are entering into what we call decentralization of government. The district assemblies, the regional coordinating councils are the first people to be contacted on this when we talk about this in their regions and in their districts. Now, in Central Region, for example, where that incident happened and the little children died, we consulted the district assembly, and as I'm talking to you, the roofing is going on. The roofing is going on. That means that we are taking an action. For that matter, the minister and the GES, Director General, are taking an action in making sure that the challenges are faced in stages or phases. So that is where we are now.
Right, thank you very much, Reverend Jonathan Bette, for your time, for joining us. He is the Public Relations Officer for the Ghana Education Service, as we said.